It's kind of crazy how many combo decks we're facing with this, so I will warn you that it is something you'll see if you make this deck. It's not necessarily down to how I've built it, but it's just the way it is, sadly. I think we'll go for Tome of Legends first, because I kind of want to draw the card before going for the Cruel Celebrant here. And then we'll go for the Celebrant. I was tempted to exile the Ornithopter, but I think it's better to probably exile the... Would it be better to exile the Acererak? Not really sure. Because if it's in the hand the whole time, it's not going to get affected by the tax, is it? So... Okay. I'd like to get the extra green source out. Yeah, so I think if they do cast the Acererak, we will just Fragment Reality it. Or we could just get rid of this, actually, because I feel like if we exile the Acererak, they could get a 2-drop. And we don't really want them to just get a 2-drop for free. Okay, oh, we have the Surge as well, so this could protect our Thalia. Let's go for this. And also, if they do target her, we could draw a card as well. Oh no, okay, so sack effect gets around that. That's actually really annoying. It's not very often we face sack effects like this. And it's difficult to play around. The Phyrexian Arena should be good if we can get that into play. Wow. Mightstone and Wheatstone, that's pretty good to draw them some cards here. So don't forget that Surge of Salvation can also save you from Thoughtseize effects. Anything that targets yourself or your permanents, this saves. But it's a Citadel. Oh my goodness. Okay, well. Let's see how we deal with this, if possible. Casualties. That's one way. Artifact, land. Okay. I think we'll go for the hive there. Because that can start killing us, you see, so... I'm happy to trade those two things for one of my cards. Slows them down a bit. They can't use this mana to cast a Acererak. So that's something good to be aware of. Yeah, that saved our life. Playing that casualties. Okay. So I go for the planes, and then we can protect her with the Surge of Salvation as well. So we can play additional land. And seems good. They're going to target her. Okay, so we're going to get to draw 2 cards here. Kind of crazy. Well, if it resolves, but I don't want it to resolve. But yeah, that would have actually given us another card, so maybe... Yeah, I don't know. I think it's best to keep Thalia alive, to be honest. Looks like they've got even more removal. So the whole deck is just literally removal. Okay, fair enough. We have more protection, though. Restoration and the Meat Hook Massacre. So if we go for her, we don't have the mana to protect her. So I think we'll go for some other things first. She gives us a land. This will give us a land as well. We can go for something else, but it'll be unprotected. I think I'm fine with that. If they want to spend their turn using a board wipe, go ahead. It's a strangely proactive. Well, I say proactive. It's more defensive actually. Most Acererak decks I see get lots of rocks out, and then they just cast it a million times. But no, this is what a weird game. They just didn't do much Acererak action, just killed our stuff, and they couldn't keep up with our card draw, interestingly enough. Welcome to today's video, and today we will be looking at Thalia and the Gitrog monster, which is a Abzan commander, which is something we don't get very often, which I think this certainly makes up for, because she's really powerful, really powerful indeed. 4 mana 4/4 first strike death touch is already pretty damn good. On top of that, you can play additional lands on each of your turns, and your creatures and non-basic lands your opponent's control come in tapped, and whenever she attacks, sack a creature or land and draw a card. Really good. So, in order to get the most of this commander, you're going to want to build in a certain way. And that way, well, the way I've chosen is Aristocrats. So that's things that come in, give you advantage, and then things that can be sacked later on for value. So anything like Acquisitions Expert, for instance, comes in, your opponent discards a card. We've got a few of these. We've also got Elderfang Disciple and the Virus Beetle. They're a bit evil, but they're essentially a 3-for-1. They come with a body, they do something to your opponent, and you can sacrifice them later for a card. So it doesn't really matter that they don't scale up too well, but they're just something to sack to gain the card advantage, which is something we definitely need with a deck. We've also got a copy of Loyal Warhound, which comes in, gets your land. So there's a theme with these things as well. There's Loyal Warhound, which does that. You also have the Topiary Stomper and the Solemn. And these 3 cards are great because they give you the very similar thing to before, where they come in, they do something, you can sacrifice it to get something else. If you sack the Solemn, you're going to be drawing 2 cards. Ishan's great as well because it does a similar thing, gets you 2 lands to your hand. And yeah, there's just so many loops you can perform when you sacrifice stuff and take it to the graveyard. The Serra Paragon can then revive them from the graveyard one time. In order to get around the restriction of only playing lands from your hand, I've included Augur of Autumn, Corset of Crufix, and Oracle of Moldiah, because these let you play additional lands from the top of your deck, which is really awesome. It filters the deck super well. Conduit of Worlds is great as well. This lets you play lands from your graveyard, but also play a card from your graveyard as well. So it's slightly better than Crucible of Worlds, in my opinion. You've got Lurrus of the Dream Den, which can also let you play 2 mana cards from your graveyard, which is super important because you're going to be cycling these over and over again. So it's quite a green deck, to be honest. On the upper end, I didn't have too much because you're going to have a lot of cheaper stuff to sacrifice to Thalia. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the value. With a deck like this, you need lots of small things. But we've got Kaya rounding off the 7 mana slot because she's just insanely good, and a Casualties of War as well to clean up shop. Yes, so the deck list is pretty strong. It's an Abzan value engine, essentially. Deck list will be below. So make sure to check the deck list out. And whilst you're there, don't forget to drop me a like and a sub if you enjoy the content. So, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, we go first against Brudiclad, but we don't really have any ramp. So, and we don't have any green sources, so let's mulligan this. Wow, this is a terrible hand. Until we get the white source, I think. Okay, so we got the Arcane Signet. Maybe that'll do for a while. And they also have Pact of Negation in hand because we saw the game holds priority there. So yeah, here's the Pact. And it's a dragon build. Brudiclad dragons? That's interesting. Think we've got the Vanishing Verse to exile. I think we get rid of the Invasion there because that's a kill spell that can deal with our Thalia, which is quite annoying. And we don't get rid of the Pact because they can't use it yet. But yes, as soon as they get 5 mana open, the game gets a lot tougher. Okay, let's go for the Augur because now we can hopefully play lands at the top. Unless they got a counter or kill spell, maybe. Okay, just straight up counter spell. Let's go for the Skrelv's Hive as well, just to give us even more pressure before they resolve anything. Damn, as if they drew a counter spell. A straight up counter spell. If they go for sushi, okay, palladium here, interesting. So we actually don't have a removal for that one. I think we go for all the modes again. Oracle would be good if we can get lands off the top, which is exactly what we just did. So they're going to have 4, 5, 6 mana in their turn, so they can just go for the Broodiclad. That we also can't deal with. And now they can Pact of Negation. So they use that to get 3 treasures. Fair enough. We are losing 2 life a turn, which is kind of crazy. So maybe we need to start chilling out with making those tokens. Let's start with the Peddler. So they counter this. Okay, so now we can get rid of the Pact of Negation. So now we can do what we want, basically. Including exiling the Atsushi. And we can also get a land to the battlefield because they have more lands than us, which is kind of strange, but considering they're an Izzet deck. And we actually get the planes that we need as well. And then we can play land at the top. Pretty good. So the scary thing is, if they go for Broodiclad, they can create loads of 2/1s using these. Okay, whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature dies, drain 1. I think this is going to be useful. In case they board wipe or something. 2 lands off the top is pretty awesome. Cruel Celebrant should be able to protect us. As long as they don't have flying, it's going to be good. And then we can play yet another land on top as well, because Thalia is on top. And Lurus on top is awesome as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we even have enough to go for this and the Tamiyo Safekeeping. Which is kind of awesome. We might as well swing in with these things. Because the dog has Vigilance, so we're very, very low on life here. So if anything goes wrong, we could be in a bit of trouble. Oh, of course, they got the 1/4. Yeah, that was a bit silly, but at least we gain a bit of life there. So they get to draw a card if they have the highest CMC artifacts. They have a 3, so they got to draw an additional card there. Broodiclad comes down. How scary is Broodiclad? I think the Khan's probably scary because he can start making tokens, huge tokens. So that's a 4/4, but they're all tapped. Oof. That is kind of crazy, actually. They can make... Oh, but they just... Wow. I guess we had, yeah, the Cruel Celebrant, which would have meant that they can never actually swing in properly, and they die. Oh, yeah, because they only had the 8 life there. So I didn't even realise how little life they had. Cool. So I think the Cruel Celebrant there is the reason we won. Yeah, we get to face the old Atraxa. Starting hand is not very good. No ramp. This one is also not fantastic, really. Getting a black source would be good, though, because we can go for the arena. Scute Swarm with Thalia is very, very nice. Thoughtseize. Inquisition. So there goes the arena. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that happens way too often. Way too often. Damn. Yeah, so like a single card can just ruin your entire plan, and that's why 1v1 best of 1 is kind of not the greatest way to show deck's power. Black Market Connections is a good replacement, though, to be honest. Can we resolve this? Okay. Let's see if we can come back from this. We don't have an answer for a Traxxer, so that's going to be annoying. I mean, the Thalia can attack into her, I suppose. That is one thing we can do. Land. I guess what we could do first is bait them into blocking, because we've got the Iganjo. They can see their Iganjo in hand. It's not a secret. And because they have the Atraxa now, they're probably less inclined to use a board wipe, but we have the heroic intervention, so even if they do, so yeah, we'll just let them swing over the top here, because they might follow up with a board wipe, in which case we can just protect our team. Okay. Lurus as well. Let's just draw and get a treasure here. Oh, that's a really good hit. Okay, then we're just going to swing with everything, I think. Apart from these two. Get rid of the plant, so we drain them for 1. And let's see what they do. So we have enough for the Iganju and the heroic intervention. Haha. Okay, so they're not brave enough to actually block. So I think we'll probably just go for... We'll go for the Stomper, which gives us a land. And it gains us a life, which is really important here. When we only have 10 life remaining. Now, if they board wipe, they're going to lose a lot of life here. So let's pass a turn. Yeah, I think Elas Ilkor with Scoot Swarm is just ludicrous. We can take 4 because we're going to gain back so much life in our turn. I don't think they can do anything here. Unless they got to settle the wreckage, I suppose. Time Warp. Okay. Proliferate. Again, no poison, so I'm not too bothered. So attacking us again. Taking us to 5. Supreme Verdict. Let's see if we can protect our team. So they just kill their own Atraxa. Oh, that's funny. I mean, even if that did resolve, they would have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, wasn't looking good for them, was it? Okay, we get to go first against Crucius, which is a good feeling because it's a super strong deck. And we have really great starting cards here. See what we're dealing with. Star of Extinction, Cruel Reality. Oof. Land Destruction. That's horrible. This is really vicious cards they have there. I don't want to lose any lands though. That's the worst feeling, to be honest. They can make us exile a creature or enchantment, which I feel like they might want to do. So I don't want to reveal the arena just yet, to be honest. If they use a Star of Extinction, I mean, it's going to take 7 mana, but... I think we probably go for the Thalia in our following turn, to be honest. They discarded that. Wow, okay. Well, maybe we go for the Thalia then, if they discarded... I'm not sure what to think here, to be honest. This has got Death Touch, so they'll probably not block here. Now, The only issue is if they have a way to kill this arena, we could just be doomed. But we shall see. Perilous Vault. That's a very, very good card. Would they use it, though? That's the question. Would they actually use it? Maybe we just attack first and see what we draw. I don't want to lose everything. Yasharn's actually pretty good as well. Actually, Yasharn on top. They're blocking. So blocking indicates that they're probably going to use the Perilous Vault in their turn. Which I feel like it's a really early use of that Vault, to be honest. So I'm not going to play anything else if that's the case. Exiling our graveyard, okay. Damn, I don't really think using it that early is that great, to be honest, but there you go. Go for the Thalia again. And then next turn maybe we go for the Yasharn, and then we can get some more lands to play. So anything that gives you 2 lands is awesome, really. So they're going to have Cruel Reality in the following turn, which is going to start draining us for a hell of a lot. Or they could use the Star. I think we definitely go for this first. Now, I'm not sure what to do, because the Cruel Reality is going to start draining us of creatures. And there's no option. I think we just sacrifice a land, actually. And then we keep up the Yuan-Ti Scale Shield, because if they do, for any reason, decide to go for the Star of Extinction, then all of our things are going to be indestructible. Interesting. They're going to look in our hand first. So I think they're going to get rid of the Yuan-Ti Scale Shield here. Oh, that's such a shame. I mean, maybe they go for the Arena, because the Arena lets us... Yeah. So we're going to lose all our things next turn. And they get their own Arena as well. Jeez. Virus Beetle. So we'll definitely try and do this. So we're basically going to lose our entire attack force. But they can't do Cruel Reality and Star... Oh, they went for that. Okay. So we might as well go for the land then, right? Okay, let's swing in. Get rid of the Virus Beetle. Shaper's Sanctuary is pretty good in case I want to target our things. So it's very likely they go for Star of Extinction because they just blocked there rather than the Cruel Reality, because the Cruel Reality gives us a chance. There's no point going for the Lucamina here. They also lose in 9 turns or less, unless they have any life gain. So they still have the Cruel Reality, which is really irritating, to be honest. Adeline. Castle Lock Thwain. Okay. Well, if we go for 2 creatures, they can only get rid of 1 a turn, hopefully. And then we could specialize here. So if we specialize to black, yeah, we'll do that. Discard the black source. It's pretty cool. So if they use the Cruel Reality, we can sack this, and then it returns to the battlefield. And then we can keep replenishing our creatures. Destroy all legends, I suppose. So they're going to get rid of both of our creatures, but we get that one back. Okay. Well, interestingly, we can do this again. But it's 3 though, isn't it? So yeah, we can't do that now. Sadly enough. Oh well. I guess we keep the Thalia. They are losing a lot of life here. I'm going to put full control on, because this doesn't say... Oh, it's sorcery speed, isn't it? Yeah, it's sorcery, we can't actually do that. Okay, Cruel Reality. Target opponent reveals their hand and then amasses 1. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, they just straight up die. Wow, we actually killed. The amount of powerful enchantments and spells they had that game was actually ludicrous. So we won through the Cruel Reality, Star of Extinction, Gix's Caress, and multiple other cards. Crazy. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.